Hey, what's going on, my people? How we doing? How we living? YouTube out there and the internet, wild lands out there. All right. It's your boy Moose coming at you with another video. All right. And and in this video, I ain't even want to hold y'all, man. I want to talk about something I've already discussed in another video and a very explosive expose type video of the Charlie Kirk assassination psyop that's pretty much been blanketed over this over the world pretty much. So in the video I covered probably close to a year ago, got like no views pretty much, maybe like 17 no views, but I'm still building here, still working here. Eventually, one of these days, one of these videos gonna hit. But that's besides the point. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I already talked about this Charlie Kirk situation, and anybody else who's kind of in the know already discussed that this Charlie Kirk situation was a complete psyop and it's fake. Dude's still alive. Uh, we showed in the video there was a detailed video that showed the blood squib that was on his chest that popped off during the assassination, so-called assassination. All right. And there was like a detailed, in-depth, slowed down video of that, what happened, how the blood squib came up through his neck, and they showed how they do it in Hollywood, exactly the same thing, where they're doing like a close-up scene, excuse me, where like somebody gets shot and it's like a close-up like on the flesh. They could do it anywhere. Right? These guys are magicians, okay? And they do it in the video, and they show you exactly like this one stunt production company, how they do stunts and like different fake injuries on films, right? And if you watch this video, it'll show you that there was like a squib that was attached to his shirt, and they show it in the actual slow-mo. You can see it like popping off of his chest, and then they have like a fake blood, some kind of fake blood vein, like it's like some kind of tube that pumps out blood, okay? And they like attach it and they make it look like it's all the same flesh color and everything. They got it's Hollywood magic, man. Same thing. Like basically, Charlie Kirk and his whole thing, Turning Point, Erica Kirk, they're actors pretty much. And Erica Kirk was found out to be in like these music videos from like the mid 2000s stuff. Like, man, the whole thing it's a whole sham. But anyway, people are still believing in, people out here still thumping Charlie Kirk. The whole country is messed up, and we have blind patriotism that's being led by Israel, and we got blind patriotism that's being pushed by the MAGA rhetoric. So this is so much, man, so much deception going on. But I've rambled long enough. We're gonna get into the video because I got my man Dustin Nemos. He's a very intelligent content creator, or at least he seems to be one. I've been watching his videos for years. And yeah, we're just gonna have him speak at length about this as well, because this is no cap. All right. So you guys need to invest your time for a few minutes if you don't know. Okay. And yeah, we're just gonna set it up just like that. Bam. Let's hop right into it.
Of course, in the shooting of Charlie Kirk, we already know the government's official story of magic bullets. Never happened. But did you know, not just the fake bullets, but also the next layer of this story is a deception. The fake body, the fake blood, the fake tears, the fake assassination of Charlie Kirk. And there was only one place in the whole world, one news outlet, one journalist that got it all right from the beginning. Now they're scrambling to catch up. Even Alex Jones is beginning to say it may have been a blood squib. The AI got it immediately, and people are starting to wonder, what if Charlie Kirk is really alive? Here we go. The government continues to create, even entirely fabricate, evidence against the patsy, Tyler Robinson. Even after he was already arrested, they had been continuing to fabricate evidence. So there's a problem. But we already knew that the government's official story is fake news. Then why is it that everyone fell for the Jew Peters or Stu Peters, the crypto?
Just to pause it real quick, this is actually taken from that same video that was circulating right after his death. Like literally, like within 48 to 72 hours, this video was created after his death. So people are on it. The internet's on it.
Jew scammer deception, where he says on September 24th, 2025, he broke the exploding microphone theory, which is frankly just another form of magic bullet at this point. As you can see from my past videos, you can go to nemosnewsnetwork.com/Kirk, follow the entire investigation from day one with everything, including all of the drama and trafficking and scandals and Jewishness and intelligence connections, etc., with the deep state of Erica Kirk Franzke. But it goes much deeper. Charlie Kirk never died. Perhaps that's why the tears were fake all along. This is a scam. They gave him the Epstein treatment. The reason is simple. He was already being murdered, metaphorically speaking, every...
Yo, watch Charlie Kirk pop out on some Palm Beach Pete type energy, yo. That's what we'd have to be like, okay, we'd have to storm the Capitol again.
Single debate at every single college by potheads and losers and anyone who decided to step up and say killing babies is wrong. So they turned a liability back into an asset. They gave him the Epstein treatment, and this human trafficking, genocide, warmonger, pushing nonsense, charlatan, fake news, psyop is still out there, probably trafficking and raping babies with his pals like Epstein. Here in this one image, I have now gathered everything that you need to debunk Charlie Kirk's death and Charlie Kirk's exploding microphone death theory, and to prove, as we said from day one, as we proved from day one, this was a blood squib. This was a fake death. Now, I will briefly walk you through this image. You'll find it under the blood squib section at nemosnewsnetwork.com/Kirk. But this is how Charlie Kirk faked his death with the help of 99.99% of the emotional or controlled opposition within the alternative media. But I'm just going to leave that there. Just ask yourself, can you ever trust those people again? I know people get it wrong sometimes, but this was just obvious, and their emotions led them astray. And many of them were deceiving people with this, making stuff up, like the people around Stu Peters, making up body armor. Never happened, never was. He never had body armor. Now, moving on, continuing here, you'll see at the top left image this yellow and red arrow pointing down directly to a red circle around his neck. It may be difficult for those who have bad eyes, and frankly, this is very close to his skin tone, but you can actually see a patch right there of a different color underneath his chain and at the side of his neck. This patch is a blood squib exit. That's where the blood comes from. That's the blood squib fake skin patch that you would find with a blood squib in like a Hollywood setting or something. This is pretty standard. And you'll also notice there is a metal chain that'll come back up in a little bit. So that's the first image. The second image here with another arrow pointing up. This is where Charlie pushes the hose up. Now, if this were a microphone wire, it would probably break doing that, and it certainly wouldn't work. You couldn't really push the microphone that's clipped to your lapel or magnetized to your shirt or whatever. You wouldn't be able to move that around by pushing on a flimsy, tiny little wire that breaks easily. With these lavalier mics, that's how it is. However, everybody keeps saying it was a wireless microphone. So what is this fat hose he's grabbing and pushing on under his shirt? That's interesting, right? And then we're going to keep going to the right over here. You'll see the explosion, not of an exploding microphone that sent out shrapnel and killed him and injured everybody around him and lacerated or macerated his flesh. No, that's not what happened. But an explosion from a blood squib which is significant and can cause bruising and such. So you'll see the explosion happens before the wound begins to squirt out the fake chunky blood. I mean, that stuff would have killed him anyway if it was really in his brain, going into those capillaries up his throat into his brain. He would be dead within seconds. That's basically what they're pulling out of the vaccinated people, those clots and such. This is days old fake chunky blood squib blood. Any blood expert can confirm that. That is not how it should spray. That's not how much it should spray. That is not anything like the right thing. And I will note there were no blood on his white brand new sneakers or all the way over to the vehicle, all the way across the ground. No fake blood anywhere except for a few people's hands around his shoulders. That's important to note. He is a large man. He would have bled a lot, and it would have continued to pump out of his artery until his heart stopped. Where's all the blood? Is that perhaps why they had to dig up the, I think it was 8 to 12 inches of soil and then reconcrete everything to just get rid of the evidence? If he was really dead, what does it matter if there's a little bit of blood in the soil? It'll be gone in a few days with the, natural processes eating it, essentially, turning it back into soil. No, that's not what we find. What we find is they got rid of the evidence of fake blood, because anyone could have gone back and easily confirmed that blood was not real human blood. I want to thank each and every one of our donors and our supporters.
This is why your nerves fail and your feet burn. When your feet start burning, tingling, or going numb, it's not just...
And everyone who shops with our Patriot sister companies at redpillliving.com, as we are 100% listener supported. And it is because of you that we are able to stand and speak. Thank each and every one of you. Now, here we go, moving on. We have this arrow pointing to the right. That's going to a red circle over here. That is a clear sign of a hose, not a wire, but a hose in his shirt. That thing is thick. It is white, seemingly not black. It comes from his armpit. It is not a necklace, which we'll get back to again. I'm bringing that up a couple of times because we haven't got there, but it will come up. And I want you to keep the necklace in mind. So here we have images of his nipple and side right there in that right armpit where the explosion happened. This is either bruising or more likely just the handprints of someone who had the fake blood on their hand grabbing and holding him. But what it is not consistent with an exploding shrapnel bomb that could, basically like the Jews did with the pagers, blow up and kill you using a lithium battery. I get that that happens. I get that they can do that. I get that they are absolutely capable of it, but this is not a situation like that because he was one of them. He was on their team. Okay, they reassigned this guy. All right, that's it. They took him out of the public spotlight for a while. He'll probably pop back up as Palm Beach something, right? Later with some plastic surgery. Mm-hmm. That is what they do. And they fell for it the first time, so why not, right? There's probably going to be a trend now that they were able to just chutzpah that through with Epstein being someone else, and now Alex Jones is hosting Epstein on his show. Isn't that something? Ugh. Mossad Jones over there with Epstein. So yes, I've shown comparisons of actual lavalier microphone wires. If this was a wired microphone, that ain't a wire. That's a hose, even still. But they claim it was a wireless microphone. So, all of those in context. Here, this hose from his right armpit to his left ear after the explosion happens, that hose reaches its maximum length before whipping back. And that is where you see the exit of the blood. And that is where you see the blood squib patch. And that is where you see all of these indicators aligning. It all syncs. Here, in fact, is something hanging from his right armpit that looks a lot like a blood squib. And they say it's a chain, but a chain would not have slack. It would be taut. It would be hanging down. It would not have a curve in that way. So what you see here is irrefutable evidence, and I like to debate for fun. So I respect logic and the scientific method greatly, and I have a very, very good accuracy rating when it comes to putting out the news. I'm almost never wrong, and when I am, I admit it. But this is a fake death. It's fake blood. It was a fake body. It was fake news, and those were fake tears. And everybody who's telling you he really is dead and was turning on the Jews, they either have no discernment or they are lying to you. And you have to figure out if you can ever trust them again. And I would recommend you go to nemosnewsnetwork.com/fake news.
All right. We're going to shut it down, my man, Dustin Nemos. Make sure you hit his channel. Visit his YouTube or BitChute or website. All that. He plugged it there. So, but yeah, man, that was pretty, you know, he was definitely forthright in his thinking. And my thinking aligns exactly with that, along with a lot of other people who can see for the BS for what it is, you know, see the forest for the trees or whatever that saying is, you know. And in that video where they showed that it was a blood squib and it was fake, like they detailed everything. And even there was some kind of connection to that movie Snake Eyes about the name of the Tyler the Executioner and Charlie Kirk, the date and the time and all that. Like it's a fake murder. Yeah, just like you said. They're trying to play you. The government, Israel, Alex Jones, all these people, man. So, like he said, you got to decide what's real and what's fake out here, okay? Because they're trying to deceive you with everything right now. Make sure, like I said, always say in my videos, stay on yours, focus on what you can do, get your money up, because you're going to need it for these next few years. It's going to be hard. But, yeah, that's going to be it for me today. I think we talked about that at length, like I said, and I'm not sure what else we can keep covering about it, but just don't get fooled by those people out there. All right. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. A-Town down.